Welcome back to another exciting episode of The Careful Boys. Hey, did you guys hear about that recent United Airlines flight where 4 hours from San Francisco to China, 4 hours in, the plane has to turn around?
No.
Because the pilot forgot his passport.
No!
They had to turn it around?
They had to turn it around.
So how the f did he get through TSA?
I have no idea.
real ID?
You know what they compensated everybody?
What, like $100 or something?
15.
100?
$15.
What the f?
They can't do that.
Total, some sort of like 6+ hour delay or something like that.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, shit.
I heard the
Everybody sue all at once.
the plane where the wings fell off, I think it was in Toronto. When they landed, the wings fell off and it flipped upside down and all the people had to get out.
Upside down.
Upside down?
The wings didn't fall off. The wheels broke when it landed.
And then it flipped,
smacked the
right?
ground, and then it was turning, and then it broke the right wing, and then when it flipped, it hit the left wing.
That's what I meant by the wings fell off. But
They just fall off.
yeah, the point is they're upside down. We looked up how much they got paid.
How much?
Each passenger got paid like anywhere from 25 to 30K.
Oh!
So when I was
worth
landing,
it.
when I was
That's
landing on
worth it.
United, I was like, let the wheels break and let
flip
this
over.
plane-
Nobody died.
Yeah, nobody
That's
died.
crazy.
But you gotta be like guaranteed survival.
Yeah.
And then on top of that too, you're like, you gotta be down to like kind of always be afraid of flying.
Traumatized. Yeah. I think I'll take that ride. I'll take that ride.
I'd actually be more less afraid of flying.
Well, that's because you also fly all the time.
No, 'cause, like-
imagine if it's somebody's like second
that's
flight
right.
ever.
Because I'd be like,
First
well,
flight.
Yeah.
I can't be that lucky, right? Where like, if I almost died once, I'm probably not gonna have another encounter. Because statistically, like,
That's true.
planes are pretty safe. So like, I'm probably not gonna run into another situation where I'm gonna almost die.
Murphy's Law, dude, just because you said that.
Murphy's Law.
It's gonna happen. Bro, I was on a really turbulent flight on this last trip, and I feel like I've been on turbulent flights.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can handle whatever. We've been through it, right?
You ever been to like a 2-foot drop? Those ones are crazy.
That's scary.
You catch air for a little bit.
yeah, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, where you catch some air. Yeah, I felt that. But I feel like you're kind of like a product of your surroundings, right? It's like that whole thing where if you're standing next to somebody and they suddenly like, oh shit, like you're gonna duck your head too, right? You just like feel whatever everybody else is feeling.
Yeah, that's true.
I just lived through the nearest black guy that's next to me. Because he'll vocalize whatever I'm feeling.
I feel the same way.
So there's this
Oh hell no! Remember that one?
Yeah, you better land this thing.
That's funny as
I'm on
fuck.
this window seat, right? And it's one of those situations where I go on in like zone 2 or some shit, so I like put my bags away all nice. I sit in this window seat, and then this girl, she looks like maybe she's, I don't know, fucking 22 years old, this little Chinese girl. She comes up, and then she sits next to me in the middle seat, and then the whole plane starts boarding, and by the time the plane's done boarding, nobody's sitting in the aisle seat, and then it's all the way to the point where the flight attendant comes and has to buckle the seatbelt on the aisle seat because, you know, like every seat
Yeah.
and every other seat around is fully taken, and this aisle seat's open. So in my mind, I'm like,
Hey, scoot over.
Over, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to sit in that chair?
That's kind of like
Yeah.
airplane etiquette.
yeah, but I didn't necessarily say anything because it's like kind of this like smaller girl, and I didn't know, like, you know, I was
You should
like,
have bullied her a little bit.
But maybe she was like, ooh, I ain't gonna move.
Yeah, she's like, that's Anthony from the Kinjas.
Oh, yeah, that's what it
Motherfucking
was.
boy!
I was literally texting Nina. I like sent her a little photo. I was like, this is open seat. Should I tell her to move? Nina's like, tell her to move.
Tell that bitch to move. That's what Nina said, huh?
It was a Chinese girl?
And then by the time, yeah, it's a little Chinese girl.
She wanted to get to know you, bro.
That's not me, bro. What do you mean?
Nothing.
What does that mean?
So by the time I work up my courage, because I'm a very, very nervous guy, you know, and I had like sent the photo and I was texting her. I look over and then she's already like kind of passed out. I'm like, fuck.
Head on your shoulder. Come on. I know that move. I know that move.
My lap. No, I'm just kidding. So then I leave it as it is, and I'm like, fuck it. Like we'll see later. Maybe I gotta go to the bathroom. We'll figure it out. It's not a long flight. And then we take off, and then turbulence happens. Well, actually, first before that.
And now she's in her
And then she's like,
Before turbulence, right? There's a point where I'm tired too, so I kind of like doze off for a little bit, and then we take off, so I kind of wake up a little bit later. She's kind of like convulsing a little bit, right? And she's wearing this hat, and I look under, and she's just bawling.
oh.
She's like sniffing, she's bawling, and I'm like,
You're like, bitch, can you move over? The aisle is open.
Hurry the fuck! Move!
Oh, you're crying too? Oh my god. Oh my god, this is the worst fight of my life.
Just fucking move, would you?
I'm just.
Excuse me, she won't move.
Like,
And she's
this
crying.
bitch is crying.
I can't watch Transformers 3 in peace.
So she's crying, and I feel really bad. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, are you okay? And then she like notices that I know. So she's like, no. Now, obviously I'm not fluent in Chinese or anything like that.
Then move over.
That's crazy.
Follow me on Red Note.
If you're okay, move over.
So then I'm like, I try to see if I have no tissues or anything. I'm like, you sure you're okay? I like close the window. I don't know if there's like, anything going on. I was just like, all right, I'm here. I'm just trying to let her know I'm here. But this is interesting. So we chill. And then the turbulence starts kicking in.
Wait, so it hasn't even kicked in
Hadn't even
yet?
kicked in yet. And the turbulence kicks in. And that's when you don't want somebody like stiff arms to see them from you and they're just like hyperventilating.
They're like, oh shit, we're gonna crash.
And I'm like, this is the most dramatic window seat I've ever sat in.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exaggerating.
That made me on edge. Like there was no point where I could get comfortable in it because like the person that you're surrounded next to, or like in Bart's case, the black guy, like you just feel what they feel.
Bonding, for real.
Yeah, and she's full stiff arms, just like. Oh.
She never intended to sit next to the aisle seat because there's nothing to fucking brace.
Maybe not.
Needed to be somewhere close to something.
She also never intended to like wipe her face. There's just nothing but like dried tears and shit like that.
Nut all over her face.
No, you know what was happening?
Yo, dude.
She was really like playing it up because she's like, she wanted you to fucking hold her, dude.
Hey, what if she was crying? You know how she.
Why didn't you hold her?
Yeah, I'm still stuck on
Why
there's
didn't you
nut all
hold
over
her?
her face, right?
Honestly, that's fucked up. You weren't like,
She was
hey.
like,
Why do you hold
yes,
her to you?
turbulence. Hold me.
Yeah.
She wanted to sit on your lap before the turbulence.
Sweater.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good move, sweater.
Sweater.
Yeah.
Yo, what if
that
she was
really what you
crying?
would want?
And you said she was crying before the turbulence. What if she was crying like, I see the future?
Like Final
Well,
Destination.
yeah. She goes,
Hey, I'd freak the fuck
what if she
out.
did that?
I'm like, shut up, bitch!
Yeah, exactly.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Do I make it? Dude, that's crazy. Hey, Final Destination fucked me up for a while. That one.
That's why I never seen that shit.
Big ass oversized trucks. I'm always like,
That's the
fuck.
craziest one.
Never drive behind it.
Never.
Never, ever. So so the whole flight, she was just tripping all the time.
She was just tripping, and then literally after the turbulence was like 10 minutes. You know when it's like abnormally long?
How long is this flight?
Yeah, it was probably like a 2-hour flight.
Okay, thank God.
It's like an in-between flight.
2 hours?
Can you imagine?
so
It's like
funny.
16-hour flight next to her.
Yeah, and then the craziest thing is like after this turbulence chapter, she just fucking passed out like nothing happened, and she was conked out the whole rest of the flight.
She got so
She's like, she's
tired.
exhausted.
I'll speak on my people about this. Chinese people, the ultimate superpower is being able to sleep anywhere. That's my superpower.
That's nice. I'm very envious of that.
Anywhere. And then just be like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Chinese people be
You could
sleeping.
sleep on a plane and wake up and feel rested? Or
For like a couple hours.
I do.
Later in the day, you feel it, but
Really?
like in that moment, you're like, that was a good nap.
Yep. Every time I go to Hawaii, I'm
I
always
fucking love it.
Mouth's open too. I'm snoring. I'm fucking.
Plane napping?
Yeah, dude, I'm gross.
I think plane napping, especially during the takeoff, is one of the best types of naps.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Our last flight, we had to fly in out of Cleveland at like 6 a.m. So we pretty much got to the airport at like 4. And I was like, I'm just not gonna sleep tonight. I'm gonna sleep on the plane. And I slept on the plane. I felt great for a couple hours, and then I felt like shit
I'm
later.
hit or miss on the plane. I don't know.
I never sleep
Sometimes
good on a
I'm like,
plane.
that was nice. And then sometimes I'm like, this is fucking the worst experience in my life right now.
Oof.
But that's also because I'm like, oftentimes knees on the back of the person's
Oh, because you're
chair.
so tall.
Y'all got them long femurs.
Man, if you were
Though at this last flight, I was explaining this to Tiff. I explained to her like there's a rule of how people sit in each like seat, right? I was in the middle, and when you get in the middle, I've heard that you get access to both.
You do.
Oh yeah, you get armrest.
You should get
You
it.
should.
You should.
Tiff's she's in the window, so she's leaning over.
Because everyone gets at least
Yeah.
one then.
Homie, I was sitting next to this little buff dude, and he was like a nice guy. but he was just wide, and I was like, no, brother, I'm not gonna let this happen. So I was the whole time, I was just thigh rubbing with this guy. I didn't care. I was sitting nice and wide.
You petty, man.
Yeah, I just was like, nope.
Do you just wait until he's about to get something from his backpack, and then as soon as his arm...
Yep. You lose. You lost real estate. You're weak. You went to the bathroom.
Why do we all do this and we don't say anything about it?
I'll say because it's a quiet power stroke.
What do you say though?
I mean, I guess it's just you don't want to have like that type of conversation of banter with somebody for the entire flight. So it's just this like passive aggressive like arm. Yeah.
It's just guys. It's just guys. We all sexually like secretly want to have sex with each other. Probably.
What the fuck?
Sometimes I'll wear shorts.
Nut all over.
So I have bare
I
skin,
didn't say that.
and I'll leave my bare skin on people. Okay, dude.
He's like, you like that, bro? And then he's like, it's kind of nice.
I was like, yeah, because if I'm on the aisle, bro, I'm respecting that. I'm respecting that seat. I was like, that's all yours, bro. I'm never gonna touch that. That's all you. So now what I do is I just fall asleep. If I'm having a battle with somebody, I'll just fall asleep and I'll wake up and I'm like, still here, baby.
But I think
Still here, planting my
there's
flag.
ways
do you think
do that.
do you think that middle aisle, like, you know, that community kind of knowledge do you think that's an international thing though?
No, hell no.
No, I think it's an American.
Not if you're Chinese.
And I was sitting next to a white guy, so I was like, you should know this, dude. This is American.
This is how you do it. Look, check this out. If that ever happens again, go ahead. You took over my armrest, right? Okay, so that's fine. So you're over here.
Alright, you can have it.
Usually you're like this, right? So if you're uncomfortable, but then you press this, right? And you go like this. You just right there. There's a little space right there.
Yeah, but we share like that.
Sometimes you can share.
We did that. Me and my buddy, we kept doing the same thing. We kept going high, and I went low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
No,
And then they go like this. Then they go.
Sick.
Damn,
And
bro.
you
What
also
the
go.
fuck?
And then you cross your legs on top of it. You cross your leg on top.
No, and then you lift this up, and then you touch their thigh.
Their arms here, you just lift it up.
What the fuck?
Jiu-jitsu. This is why I love jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So you share a corner, right? But then when you're leaning forward, you get comfortable. You look at him like this, and you pretend you pass out. You keep looking like this, and then he eventually might just go, "Oh, fuck you. Excuse me, you gotta."
Honestly, you're giving my secrets out. Because I slowly
Just saying.
am like melting into my position.
Yeah,
It's like
Exactly.
secret undercover warfare.
I'm just secretly like just edging him out.
So what about the people who do this? Who they put their arm on the armrest, but their elbow conks out.
That I'm
That
making moves.
annoys
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
annoys me.
So you know what you do? If the elbow's over the,
Yep.
you just start leaning on it.
Yeah, yeah.
You just start leaning. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's pushing away.
Oh my.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're in my way.
And then now I have this space. Now you can't get back. I have this real estate now. Because, you know, most people don't like the physical touch. This is my domain. This is where I live.
There was one time where I was the middle seat, and there's this chick next to me, and we actually were like subconsciously fighting for it, where there was pressure on either arm
wrestling?
like this for a moment until I was like, I'm not fucking budging, until she finally like went like this, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh, shit, dude.
Dude, like there was pressure. I've never had to a point where there was actual like pressure between us to the point where somebody finally gave up, and I was like, this is insane. I'm middle seat.
Yeah, but that also means that since they gave up, you could be like this.
You take more, yeah, you take hella more space, yeah.
You won. You won that shit.
100%. I was like, why are we fighting over this?
I would almost rather that happen at the beginning of every fight, so you just know how your plane's gonna be.
And that's what it
Because if I lose, I'm gonna be like this the whole flight.
And she was.
Yeah.
And she was.
Sometimes when I'm waiting for that third seat to be filled in, I'm like, please be a lady. Please be a small, tiny lady. That's what I'm hoping for every single time.
Always.
But it's never.
No, never. It's a big ass dude all the fucking
He's
time.
a big, wide guy.
Big smell. You can smell the creases in his fucking skin.
Small guy or small girl.
Yeah.
That'd be the best.
Small person.
Small person in general.
Sometimes.
No person. That's the best.
Ideal.
That's the best.
That's ideal.
Listen, don't even get old ladies. Those are the worst.
Yeah.
The old ladies.
They talk too much?
No, they just like, they look at you like, ugh, complaining. It's like, bitch, you old as fuck. Why are you looking at me like that? Why the fuck you complaining?
I just want it to not be somebody who's gonna smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That is the
Like,
worst.
I'd rather take size over smell.
I would too. I'll give up my armrest over the smell.
I think there was a guy that had diarrhea on this flight. Yeah. When we were flying back from Japan, and then the people behind us, like when he got up, And then he walked away. I overheard in Japanese. They're like, "Fuck, man, I'm dying over here, bro." And then they're like, "Yeah, we just gotta hang on just a little bit more." And I was like, "Hold the fuck! If I'm just right in front of them and I can smell it, like when he got up, I'm wondering what he smells like, because I didn't really smell it until he got up, and I was like, what the fuck?"
That's why I can never fart or never shit on the plane, because it will trail.
Yeah.
Your ass is trailing. Cause
You can't be farting on planes.
You're sitting down, and when they walk, the ass is on your face. You know what I mean? Every fucking time they trail, it's trailing.
You guys try to squeeze one out before you get on a plane?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm fucking in the toilet like.
You guys see that Instagram video of somebody yelling out, "Whoever's farting, please stop! Please stop!
Whoever's farting.
Yeah,
Please
people were
stop."
like actively covering up their
Oh my
face.
God.
Imagine you're on a plane like,
Oh my god!
Please stop farting.
Stop.
like that's so unlucky, dude. That's bad karma mixed up.
Yo, but Nick, could you show us a move where if they do
Yeah, show us a jujitsu
They get a
move
little-
for arm rests.
start getting aggressive?
A jiu-jitsu school.
When you start get aggressive, bro. Yeah, they start doing that. Is there a move you could go like something like this and then?
On the plane.
Fight now.
yeah.
You're just
You
straight
gotta
up fighting.
Honestly, you gotta fight. You guys gotta fight. If that happens. You have to call the flight attendant and be
That's
like,
why I believe in short distance punches. They've got to be
Short distance.
punch him. Just lift up his elbow.
Right in the rib.
no, just crank your body like this and make sure that fucking hip can go in. You know what I mean?
Having a fight scene while you're flying is crazy.
Well, just fart on the guy.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys? I seen a guy dead in the plane before. Like
What
they
the
made
fuck?
they made an announcement.
That guy?
Yeah, and then they were like, "Is there a doctor? Whatever, we need him on seat, whatever." And then they rushed over, and then it got hella like dark and quiet, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I walked out, and then there was just a body like this, with a blanket covered like that, and a seatbelt over it, and then like something around it.
Oh my god.
So, and then I was looking over, and I'm like,
Why are you laughing?
imagine being the person sitting next to them and you can't move. So that
Right, where do
motherfucker
you-
just croaked next to you and you're just sitting there like this next to a dead person.
And they just left him in his seat.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah, no.
Right?
That's
What if they was fighting for like arm space the whole time? The other person's like, yeah.
shit. You've been dead this whole time.
But what if it had the rigor mortis into it?
The last move is that?
Dude, think about how scary that is. Your body, you're dead, and it starts decomposing right off the rip because of the air pressure.
Stop farting, dead guy!
Whoever's
Party,
farting,
please stop!
please stop farting.
Guy ready? Shut the fuck up. To the dead dude.
Dude, that'd be fucking crazy.
To the dead guy.
Dan,
Yeah, that's crazy. It might sound crazy.
please stop farting.